This is about more than wrestling. It's about heart, passion, soul, friendship. What are the Elite gonna do next? Shoot rainbows out of their goddamn stomach like they're the fucking Care Bears? They're gonna shoot them out of their eyes, shoot them out of their mouths. Rainbows all around. I mean, friendship, the power of friendship. Is it an anime role-playing game? I have so many questions, none of which will be answered right now, so let's get into it. I'm John Recton with my review of AEW Dynamite from Saskatoon, Canada, Saskatchewan. Never been to Saskatchewan. Is there anything in Saskatchewan? Anybody that lives in or around or has been to Saskatchewan, please let me know in the comments. Blood and Guts is next week. I want to say right now, unfortunately, I will probably not be able to get that day off like I had planned just to see the carnage live and see what would happen. But I was able to watch this show on delay. And honestly, there were some moments I liked on this show. Unfortunately, the crowd, even though they tried to be loud, and I know they only use half the arena, 15K capacity, even though they only use half it, what'd they have? 4,500 people there? I mean, Canadian crowds are passionate. They really tried to be electric, and at times they were, but man, it really did sound cavernous. Was it cavernous to anybody in attendance? I want to know. So they pop for Jericho, like one would expect. One, Canada, even though he's from Winnipeg, you idiots. And also, Jericho might be going kind of face, possibly, or becoming a reborn Chris Jericho. Speaking of Jericho, yeah, he's out there against Commander. And Alex Abrahantes apparently is just charged with being the manager or the second of all the luchadors now. So, there we go. I didn't mind this match at times, but it went too long. Commander can do some cool flips, and he's not awful in the ring. Jericho is washed when he tries to basically keep things grounded, and he keeps the match short. It was what it was. Again, I didn't care. I didn't care much about this match. I didn't hate it. But as it went on, it was obvious that Jericho was gassed. There was the tightrope walk to the floor. There was a walking shooting star. That was impressive. The walking shooting star was impressive. I will say that. You know, where he balances on. And then gets a Phoenix splash, sort of. And then the Walls wins it. I don't think they should have opened up with this. I, honest to God, think they probably should have opened up with the tag match that they had for the second match, even though I'm going to say how I feel about it here in a second. Because I understand why to open with Jericho, but Commander they haven't really been given a reason to care much about Commander beyond him doing the cool tightrope dive and flips. So, then here's Don Callis. I don't know what this theme is. I don't have a clue. I have to expect him to start saying, Ness, I don't feel good. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of weird references here. The Don Callis family. He is not Bobby Heenan, even now. He never will be. At his best, his promos can be a little bit okay, but to me, Don Callis comes across as goofy and stagey. They mentioned Bad News Allen, aka the Bad News Brown in WWE, and they show footage of an indie promotion back in 1995 with Don Callis when Don Callis wrestled. He pretty much, had to get out of the ring because he really wasn't all that good. Terrible audio, by the way, and I understand it was an old tape, but still, you couldn't have done a little bit better with this. Mix the audio in. Jericho says, I still have all my hair, mocks Don Callis. And Don Callis says about Bad News Allen, I have a feeling he's watching from up in heaven. To quote Randy Orton during that feud with Rey Mysterio, right after the passing of Eddie Guerrero, Bad News Allen ain't in heaven, he's down there. Read up on Bad News Allen. He was a noted goddamn piece of shit and wasn't well liked. He ain't up there, folks. So anyway, basically the idea, could Jericho join the Don Callis family? 20 minutes for this. I mean, it was what it was, but not the best opening. Recaps of Jack Perry and Hook. And then I'll maybe get back to doing the whole Hook thing like I used to do when Shivani said it, but I still have to wash the taste out of my mouth of Hook being involved in that firm deletion match. So, they call him Al Scoops Marvez, or Al Scoops Marvez. I don't really goddamn care at this point. Why is Alex Marvez still on this show? He says, I've been here for a few minutes, and, well, Jack Perry's not getting out of his car. Time to knock. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. A gentle rapping on my chamber door. Quote the Marvez, nevermore. Never should he be on the show anymore. And then Jack Perry knocks the fact that, Hook has been attacking him. It's an unsafe working environment. Hook gets in behind him, the door behind him. Apparently he's able to just teleport. And Jack Perry's like, stupid child lock. See, some of it, this comedy sort of worked, but the thing is, I understand what they're trying to do, and I think Jack Perry can be fine as a heel. They got to get Anna Jay with him. They really do, because they're a couple. Anna Jay can be a great heel. They would certainly be better than Sammy and Ty, because people have a reason to boo Jack Perry. They just boo Sammy because he's an idiot. So then here's Renee with Callis. Run, Renee. You know how he is around blondes. So Omega betrayed him, yada, yada, yada. Fifth man will be announced later, and then we cut to MJF and Cole at the bar. They gotta turn Cole heel is what I noted. In fact, pretty much from the beginning of this, even though it took me a bit to come around on it, I was thinking they really gotta turn Cole heel. There's 4 women, and, well, MJF says 2 for me, 2 for you, but I love Britt, or I really care about Britt. And then MJF goes off with all of them. Well, they were all beauties, I will say that much. And he fucked them all, and Cole was just sitting there while MJF just did the conga line. Da-da-da-da-da-da, better than you, and you know it better than... Okay, I really should have workshopped that, but nevertheless. Cole says, I'll wear the shirt, but we got to do what I want to do. Okay, what do you want to do? Are you serious? Because he whispers in his ear. They're playing AEW Fight Forever. Cheap plug. So MJF didn't play a lot of video games because he didn't have friends, or at least he didn't play multiplayer games. And they were going to betray the other. I was going to do that. Ah, ha, 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 ha. You're cool, Max. You mean that? Yeah. They really got to just have Adam Cole, at this point, go heel with MJF. I'm not saying that Cole didn't have a lot of goodwill coming back from the whole goddamn thing of his concussion issues, but I think Cole would be better served as a heel. And if you want to, and after turning him heel in 6-8 months, if MJF's still there and you want to turn Cole, back to a good guy and do something like that, that's fine. Have him like in the Luger spot. Well, I mean, even though the whole point is that you have Luger as a heel, and then eventually he just turns good. That would be fine. You need to do something to freshen up Adam Cole. And I like this team. It's probably going to end up with Roderick Strong turning heel, and he's going to end up being the generic white guy, as MJF said, to MJF's world champion. So, then we get Darby and Orange Cassidy against Sammy and Garcia. It's a semi-final match in the Blind Eliminator Queefle Battle Royal Lottery Deal thing, whatever. Later, Prince Na Hey Hey shows up. They have a skateboard struggle. Swerve blindsides Darby, and Darby gets pinned. Not the guy that's embarrassing the wrestling. Yes, I don't like Orange Cassidy. Those that do, fine, like him all you want. I did not watch much of this because Orange Cassidy's involved. And there are certain aspects of WWE programming I refuse to watch. There are certain aspects of New Japan programming that I refuse to watch. And there are certain aspects I'm not going to care. Those that like him, and I do not. Swerve and Darby have a history that sort of makes sense. We get a package on Nick Wayne, his growing up, find out about his dad's death, wanting to carry on the Wayne name. Nick Wayne, so humble and likable. He really is. Great representation of Pacific Northwest talent. Hardworking. And I'll say more about when I talk about the match here. Renee's with Cole. Cole's on the phone with Britt. She's apparently pissed because maybe it was implied that he slept around on her. And then Strong confronts him in a neck brace. And, well, maybe this ends with Strong turning heel. I mean, I don't know what the heck they're going to end up doing. But, yeah, Britt's mad at Cole. And this was a little bit weird, but I guess it was fine for what it was. And MJF and Cole against Brian Cage and Big Billy Willie. How good a magician are these two, MJF and Cole? Because Big Bill's not good, and neither is Brian Cage. So Shivani doesn't believe MJF. Now, I like Shivani, don't get me wrong, but I'm starting to think that Shivani being the heel or being the announcer that's just so against the heels, at times it works, but he's a little bit overdoing it. And I like Shivani, don't misunderstand me, but the crowd pop for MJF, they were getting a body slam chant because like, I'm gonna slam, Big Bill, and then he can't, and then he tries to run off, and then Cole convinces him to come back. They did some push-up stuff during the break. MJF got targeted. They did some good, building to the hot tag. MJF hit a slam, big pop. The double clothesline chant, but they weren't able to hit it. But Big Billy Willie got hit with a clothesline, or Big Billy Willie hit him with a double clothesline. And then Cage kind of landed flush on Adam Cole when he was on his back, and he threw MJF in a fall-away slam. And then eventually a heat seeker and lowering the boom kick. 1, 2, 3. We got promos. MJF plays with the crowd. He plugs a shirt. Shop AEW. Cole mentions, hey, he didn't expect this to work, but, ha, 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 he will, he will gladly continue this ride with MJF, and if they win, they get a shot at FTR, the AEW Tag Team Champions, or whoever the AEW Tag Team Champions are, in case FTR actually loses to White Juice on Collision. Probably should really rename them something else, but nevertheless, that would certainly be interesting to be a short run for the tag champs, though. And then, this could work. So MJF's going to betray him. So Renee's with Jake Hager. Jake Hager basically gives up his hat and he's tired of Chris Jericho waffling back and forth because Jake Hager prefers pancakes. I refuse to care about Jake Hager at this point. I left an undefeated MMA career for this, and he's been getting a paycheck to do fuck all of shit for 4 years. Jake Hager has not been beneficial to this company at all. He gives up the hat, even though he likes that hat. Sky Blue then took on Ruby Soho. Well, Owen Hart Women's Tournament semifinal match, and Saraya. Speaking of somebody that's leeching money off of Tony Khan. I don't want to see her. I have no desire to see her, and I'm done. I'm freaking done. The Outcast got kicked out, interfering, during in front of the referee. So no DQ. They just kicked him out. And then, Sky was selling her knee because of a step spot. She fought back, hit a flatliner. Ruby faked having a nose injury again, and then hit the no future kick off the top. 1, 2, 3. Whatever. Interesting gear on Sky, I'll say that much. Collision recaps. Harley of QTV did a rap video. I'm going to just tell you quickly what I thought. I am embarrassed. What the fuck? Why the fuck? Who was this for? Who signed off on this? And was Tony Khan actually coherent when somebody suggested this? I don't know what this was, why this was. This was WCW 2000 levels of wrestle crap. This was awful. Miss Hancock, Stacy Keibler did the Miss Hancock gimmick better. If Harley has talent, they ain't letting her show it. This QTV stuff is terrible. What wasn't terrible was the next thing. Nick Wayne gained a good-sized pop from the crowd that was there. His mom was there, Darby, hugging him on the stage. Mom in the front row. Nick Wayne versus Swerve. Defy being brought to a big stage. Referee Aubrey. This was cool. I wasn't there for the Nick Wayne Swerve matches because, unfortunately, when Defy runs, and due to the fact that my time has been limited, I've been working a whole lot and all that, wasn't able to see that. Quick rundown of why I really think Nick Wayne has great potential. I saw firsthand how hard he has worked from the very early stages of his in-ring career at on shows at a promotion called Without a Cause. It's now a defunct promotion. Max, in case you're watching, as doubt he is. He was a promoter, ran it great. Nick Wayne, from a young age and he just turned 18 recently. He is such a hard worker. And I mean, I can't encapsulate this, well enough. Such a hard worker, talented. He's humble. His attitude is he wants to learn. I talked to him at multiple shows. He sat down and talked to me and my best friend Chris, aka the Durbinator, at a couple Defy shows before he was working there, just when he was there as a guest backstage, when they were doing the VIP meet and greets. for other people, and he would just sit down and, I mean, you know, had somewhat lengthy conversations with him, as lengthy as you can when he had other stuff to do. But Nick's a great kid, a great fucking kid. I was able to get this shirt, buy the shirt from him, pay a little extra, just a few extra bucks, because that's what you do at independent shows. Try to give the wrestlers that you want to support a little extra if you can. It helps them out. They're the ones taking the bumps, and at the end of the day, it means something to them, and also it's a way to give back. Nick Wayne is uber talented. Got to actually talk to his mom at one of the last independent shows that I went to. Well, actually, no, it might have been about almost 2 years ago. But the whole point is, she's super nice, strong-willed woman. I mean, considering that her husband passed away, and she carried on, kept raising her children, did not let it... I'm trying to find the correct words basically to say this, but some people don't carry on. She did. And Nick used that as more motivation to honor his father's legacy, and now he's on this stage, and he's earned it, because he's wrestled in GCW, however I feel about GCW. He's worked hard, other people have worked hard. He wrestled in DDT Pro recently, recently turned 18. Super nice. His mom's great. And it was great actually to see them, you know, the family members at those Without a Cause shows cheering, and how hard Nick has worked. I mean, Nick faced Petey fucking Williams. He faced Alex Shelley in front of like a couple hundred people in Everett, Washington. Google where Everett, Washington is. It's a big city, but it takes a while to get to, especially with traffic. Point is, happy for Nick Wayne. Nick and Swerve basically had a condensed version of what they had in Defy. There was a, you know, Rana to the floor. Prince Nana kept trying to interfere. I even watched the picture-in-picture because I wanted to see what Nick Wayne would do. Now, obviously, I can't imagine how nervous he was. Even though he's performed in front of sizable crowds, this had to have, besides the Ric Flair show, the Ric Flair retirement show, because he was on that in a four-way match, and I think that was around 9,000 people. He was in around 4,500 to 5,000 people. Still, big cable broadcast. Can imagine he was nervous, but man, he did good. Is he going to have to get better? Sure. Is he going to have to get polished? Sure. But he's already showing so much potential. You know, it's going to be a learning process for him. It's going to be a learning process for anybody that's 18 fucking years old, whether you're the second, third generation wrestler, or whether you're somebody starting from scratch. So, you know, chops, Swerve even chopped him in front of his mom. Neck breaker on the floor. Nick came back with an outside DDT and some kicks. He got hit with 2 backbreakers. That was just a 2 count. Darby comes out to motivate Nick. We get a poison Rana. I don't like the poison Rana, but Swerve took it about the best he could, especially off the top. Wayne's World party time. Cutters, excellent. Woo, woo, woo for 2 because Swerve got his foot on the rope. And then, you know, a bomb. It's like Nick was trying to go for a Hurricanrana, and boom, he just, oh, ow, oh, that was so bad. I was so worried about Nick. Swerve's a safe worker. Nick can take that stuff, but, oh, God, that was rough. Last call kick, and then arm pop. Nick was selling it, got hit with the driver. 1, 2, 3. And then Swerve is just all, you know, he's gloating, even kind of, you know, pointing at the mom. And then Darby and Nick against Swerve and somebody. Building up to Darby and Swerve, and Nick Wayne eventually maybe gaining a win over Swerve sometime in the fall or winter. I'd be all for it. You could get a lot of time out of this program if you actually book it right. Anyway, so yeah, I thought it was a pretty good, first, debut by Nick Wayne, and then we get Lance Archer, being advertised as return to AEW Rampage. You couldn't put him on Collision, no. I understand that they have Rampage and it's part of their programming, but they got, whatever. Hey, Lance Archer's been doing some stuff. He was in New Japan at Rev Pro in the UK. There you go. Collision Rundown. I'm not going to review Rampage, I'm sorry. If Nick Wayne's on Rampage, I'll watch it. So, Callis comes out, here's Omega, and then suddenly here's Pac. I'm just blitzing through this. Pac apparently had a broken nose. That's why he was gone for at least 4 months. About 5 or 6 months now. And he's the fifth man. They're going to Pillmanize his neck. Well, Omega's got this chair on his neck. He's got Takeshita there. He's got Callis, who kicked him with his pointy ruby silver slippers. And he's got this thing on his neck, and he's going to be Pillmanized. He's like, we've got a fifth man. Look at the screen. You're going to Pillmanize my neck, but look at the screen. And then they look at the lights go out. They look at the screen, and suddenly Kota Ibushi is going to be the fifth man. Wow, that's really surprising. And suddenly the Bucks and Hangman show up. Because Ibushi's just on the screen. He'll show up for Blood and Guts because he couldn't be bothered to go to Canada. And big pop for Kota Ibushi. Okay, that's going to be interesting. So yeah, it doesn't look like I'm going to get a chance to watch Blood and Guts live, which I was kind of hoping for. I mean, normally I don't care if I watch AEW on demand or on delay or not, but it is what it is. So yeah, Nick Wayne, great debut. A couple other things that weren't all that bad. Was it a great episode of Dynamite? No. Happy for Nick Wayne, though. Really happy for him. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.